What's up guys, it's Abhinav from PhoneBunch and welcome to our review of the Coolpad Cool 1. Now this is a dual camera smartphone at just Rs 13,999. It packs a Snapdragon 652 on the inside, 4 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of onboard storage and a 5.5-inch Full HD display up front as well. We'll talk about those later on. Let's talk about build. At the top you can find the 3.5mm audio jack, thankfully, and you also have an infrared blaster. At the bottom you have the USB Type-C port, the primary microphone and the speakerphone right there as well. Moving to the right of the phone you have the volume rocker and the power button. Both are sturdy and they do give good feedback, slightly difficult to press though. On the left of the phone you have the SIM tray. Now this is a dual SIM smartphone, however there is no expandable storage. That is a major con for some people. 32 gigs of storage although is quite enough. At the back you can see the 13 megapixel dual cameras, one monochrome sensor, one RGB, there's a fingerprint sensor, and this phone packs a massive 4060 mAh battery. Even then, it doesn't feel very bulky, but yes, you can feel the weight when you are holding the phone in one hand. The fingerprint sensor here does work quite fine. Now moving to the front, you have a notification LED, proximity and light sensors and the 8 megapixel front camera, capacitive buttons below the display which do light up, but they aren't really visible when you are outdoors. Now coming to this display, it's a 5.5-inch 1080p panel, so it's quite sharp. Viewing angles are good, but yes, it's not the brightest display out there, but it's quite visible outdoors because the contrast levels do hold good. You can play with the color balance a bit as well. Now before we talk about network and call quality, I just want to point out those black bezels, yes, they are a bit distracting. We didn't have any issues with network or call quality as such. Moreover, audio through the speakerphone as well as the earpiece is quite loud. You have dual band Wi-Fi supported here as well. Geo works fine. I was actually using Geo throughout my usage of this phone. And coming to sensors, you have an accelerometer, proximity sensor, gyroscope as well as magnetic field sensor. So there is no skimping on sensors here. But now let's get to the meat of this phone, the cameras. So you have a mono mode available right here as well, which just disappears from time to time and uses the monochrome lens. You can see right there. So yes, both the lenses can be used separately here on this phone. I'll show you in RGB mode, the second lens is not used. Now I don't know exactly if the phone uses both the lenses to combine an image, but I think it doesn't. And then there's a wide aperture mode which uses a second sensor to capture depth information. The front facing camera here is just about alright. The rear camera however is actually quite good. Even if you take black and white shots, they look really artistic and there's quite a lot of detail there. Moreover, color reproduction is quite good. It doesn't look that great on the display, but when you take it out, see it on your monitor or see it anywhere else, it actually looks brilliant. Now this camera does have face detection autofocus, however it does miss at times. Overall the cameras do get a thumbs up from me, however the wide aperture mode does need a lot of refinement. Images do turn out quite soft there. With that, let's get to another plus point, audio quality. Audio through the headphone jack sounds crisp, it's clear and it is quite loud too. Even audio through the speakerphone is very loud and doesn't distort at full volume. FM radio here is also supported. Now getting to software, we are running LeEcho's EUI here on the Coolpad Cool 1. This phone was manufactured in collaboration between the two companies, so this is the result. So Android 6.0.1 with the November security patch here, and out of the 32 gigs of onboard storage, you'll get about 23 odd gigs that's usable, which is pretty decent in my opinion. Now this is the 4 gig RAM variant, out of which in general we had more than 1 gig free, so multitasking wasn't an issue here. Coming to customization, you can change themes, wallpapers, icons, pretty much anything that you want. What you can't change is how the notification shade as well as the app launcher behaves. It does take a bit of time to get used to. Overall performance is good here. I haven't faced any major lags throughout the UI, but one thing I did notice is that sometimes notifications just don't get delivered. Apps are killed in the background. Let's say you're downloading something. If you leave the phone for a while, the app just gets killed, even though there's plenty of RAM available there. Now that doesn't happen when the app is active. As you see right here, Chrome was still kept in memory, but as soon as you leave the phone for a little while and before it actually goes to sleep, apps are killed in the background. That happened with other LeEcho smartphones as well. So that did bother me a little bit. That's actually quite a common issue with EUI. You can lock apps in the recent apps tray so that they don't get killed, but even that doesn't work at times. Now with that, let's talk about gaming. You have been seeing that I was playing Modern Combat 5 earlier. It actually played quite well. Not much lag there, and I didn't notice any major frame drops. In Asphalt 8, yes, there were a few frame drops, but overall this phone performed well in all the games that I tried. And that's not all. Even battery life on this phone was quite good. With a 4000 mAh battery, I was already expecting about 2 days of battery life, and well, it delivers on that promise. With more than 5 to 6 hours of screen on time, I was easily able to get through 2 days of use with this phone, which is again quite brilliant. Then you have some power plans where you can customize the battery management of the phone. Yes, it does take a bit of time to charge the phone, but you have peace of mind at the end of the day. Overall, what I really feel is holding this phone back is LeEco's EUI. Apart from that, you have solid build quality, a good display, great performance, both in general as well as gaming, and very solid cameras. And one thing that I would have really liked is a 64 gig variant, or at least a hybrid SIM card slot. Thanks for watching this video, folks. If you have any questions, let us in the comment section, and as always, have a great day.